Hey, in this video, I'm going to take you through a yoga sequence that's going to help on your groin pain. And if you're new to Roman to yoga, welcome. I'm Casey. Make your way onto your back. Lift your arms up overhead and take a full body stretch. Breathe in and breathe out. Place your hands at heart center and set an intention for today's yoga sequence. It can be a word or phrase. Place a bend in your knees and step them to the wide edge of your mat. Place your arms in the T position. Lower your knees to the right, take your gaze to the left. Lower your knees to the left and take your gaze to the right. Windshield wipe out your hips a couple of times. Next time your knees lower to the right, pause. Pick up your right ankle and place it just above your left knee. Notice that your gaze is to your left. Close your eyes. If your mind has begun to wander outside this space, I invite you to bring it back to right here and right now. Lower your knees towards the left and pick up your left foot and place it just above your right knee. Turn your gaze towards your right. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Release the pose. Draw your knees into your chest and gently circle the knees in one direction. The circle doesn't need to be too big, whatever feels good in your body. Circle your knees in the opposite direction. Draw your knees into your chest and gently rock from left to right. Massage out your low spine. Lower your feet onto the mat and gently press all four corners of the feet into one another as the knees lower to the ground. Place your arms in the T position. Your hands should be in line with your shoulders. On your next breath, inhale, lift your hips up. Exhale, lower down. If this is putting too much pressure on your groin, feel free to remove the lift. And you can also grab 2 pillows if you have them for some extra support under your knees. Draw your knees into your chest and gently rock from side to side. One breath with one movement. Lower your feet onto the ground. Pick up your right ankle and place it just above your left knee. Clasp your hands behind your left thigh and press your right knee away from you. Lift and spread your toes. Draw your navel point in and up. Lower the foot down. Pick up the left ankle and place it just above your right knee. Clasp your hands behind your right thigh. Press your left knee away from you. If you can only move it a couple of micromillimeters, that's okay. Release the pose. Come to a seated position. Adjust your yoga mat as needed. Extend your legs long, roll your shoulders back, and walk your hands towards your feet. As you lift and lower, I want you to hinge at your hips. And if you can't go as far as you normally can, that's okay. I want your spine to be straight. No rounding in your upper back today. Draw your low belly in and up. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Create space between the top and bottom rows of teeth and focus on the posture at hand. Release the pose and draw all 4 corners of a left foot into the right thigh. Lift the arms up overhead. Fold forward, and then twist over to the right. Feel the stretch along your body. Notice that you're hinging at the hips. Keep your right ankle flexed. Draw your navel point in and up. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. See if you can fold just a little bit closer today. A little bit more. Bend and straighten your elbows a couple of times. Release the posture, extend the left leg long, roll your shoulder blades out, and then draw all four corners of the right foot into the left thigh. Twist over to your left. Notice that you're hinging from your hips. Draw your navel point in. If both of your sides aren't equal, feel free to grab a yoga block. It's completely normal for one side to be tighter than the other. The yoga block brings the floor closer to you, which usually allows the body to feel more comfortable in postures that are held for a few breaths. Bend and straighten your elbows a couple of times, but if you want to find stillness, please do so. Remove the block, extend your leg long, step your feet towards the wide edge of the mat, and take a seated windshield wipe. Lower your knees to the right, take your gaze to the left, return to center, and lower your knees to the left and take your gaze to the right. Relax the muscles in your face. Press all four corners of the feet into one another and lower the knees towards the mat. Walk your feet a little bit more forward if you're feeling tight. Rest the hands on the mat in front of you. Hip hinge forward. Draw your low belly in and up. If you feel a lot of rounding in your spine, grab your blocks and bring that floor closer to you. A straight spine is a sexy spine. Breathe deeply. One breath. Breathe in and breathe out. Bend and straighten your elbows a couple of times. Come out of the pose. Bring your knees together and roll out your shoulders. Come back to the words of your intention. Repeat them to yourself. Extend the right leg long. Place a bend in the left knee, your left shin to align with your yoga mat. If that's uncomfortable, feel free to extend the other leg long. Hip hinge forward and bend and straighten your elbows a couple of times. Flex your right ankle. Create a micro bend in your right knee. Adjust yourself as needed. If it's too much to fold forward, just sit up tall. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Release this pose. Extend your left leg long and place a bend in your right knee. And notice that your right shin aligns with your yoga mat. But if you're not there today, that's okay. Meet yourself where you're at. You are exactly where you need to be. Set up your blocks if you want to bring the floor a little bit closer to you, and bend and straighten your elbows. Hinge from your hips. Draw your low belly in and up. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Focus your attention on the present moment. All you have is right here and right now. If it's too much to fold forward, take a tall spine. Never beat yourself up if you thought you could go a little bit more. The important thing is you showed up. Extend both legs long out in front of you. Keep your yoga blocks handy. Sit up and then slowly lower down towards the mat, one vertebrae at a time. Extend the arms up overhead. Take a full body stretch. Does this feel good in your body? How are your hips and groin feeling? Draw your knees into your chest and gently rock from side to side. Digest all those forward folds that you just did. And the easiest way for you, come up onto hands and knees. Knees should be hip width distance apart. Your hands are in line with your shoulders. Draw your low belly in and up. Adjust yourself as needed. And on your next breath, lengthen out the left leg and step it forward in between your hands. Find a lengthened out spine, sit up, and lift your arms up overhead if you want. But if you feel wobbly, place your hands on your hips and bend and straighten the left knee. Notice how this feels in your hip flexor. One breath with one movement. Now plant your hands inside on the right hand side and lift and lower the left foot off the ground. You'll spin out onto the edge of your foot. If you want to bring the floor a little bit closer to you, grab your blocks and do so at this time. Find stillness. Rest the top of the right foot onto the mat. Breathe deeply. Return the left foot back to center. Grab your other yoga block. Find a lengthened out spine. And then take your left hand and clasp onto the outside of your right foot. Turn your gaze toward your left. Smile to yourself softly. Notice if you're completely resting onto that right knee. I invite you to come a little bit forward. Try to come off the knee so you'll be resting right above it. Release the pose. Extend the left leg long. Bend and straighten the left leg. Keep your navel point drawn in and up. Next time you lengthen out the left leg, pause. Flex your left ankle. Place a micro bend in your left knee. Choose the position of your yoga blocks or not to use them. Gently rock your left foot from left to right if you want to bring a little bit of extra space in your groin. Go slow. This isn't a race. Step the left foot back. Move your blocks out of your way. Press the big toes together. Sit back onto the heels. Extend the arms forward and breathe deeply into the wide-legged child's pose. Rest onto your forehead. Walk your hands towards the right edge of your mat and press your left shoulder blade down. Feel the stretch all along the left side of your body. Breathe in and breathe out. Walk your hands back to center and then over to the left. Spin your right shoulder blade a little bit closer to the floor. Does one side feel tighter than the other? Acknowledge it, let it pass through you, and move forward. Return the arms to center and rest the top of the forehead onto the ground. Breathe deeply. Last seconds in this posture. On your next breath, return to hands and knees. Keep your block nearby if you want to bring the floor close to you. Extend the right leg long and step it in between your hands. Lengthen out your spine. Place your hands on your hips. And bend and straighten the left knee, right knee. You don't have to completely straighten it out. You just want to bring a little bit of movement so you feel the stretch in your left hip flexor. Find your edge and don't go past it. Find stillness. And note if the knee is talking to you, please fold your yoga mat so you have some additional support under your knee. Place your hands on the inside of your right foot and open and close the right foot. Spin out onto the right edge and firmly press all four corners of the right foot into the mat. Open and close the knee a couple of times. Draw your low belly in and up and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Notice that the top of the left foot is rested onto the mat. Find a lengthened out spine and clasp on to the left foot with the right hand. If it takes you a couple tries, that's okay. It's all right to play in your yoga practice. You don't have to be perfect. Aesthetics is not everything. It's just showing up and making a little bit of time for you, taking care of yourself so you can take care of everyone else in your life. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Release the stretch and extend the right leg long. Flex your right ankle. Roll your shoulders back and bend and straighten the right knee. This time all the way. You'll be hinging at your hips, keeping your core tight, tucked, and engaged. And then find stillness. Gently rock the right foot from side to side. But if it feels good to you, find stillness and flex your right ankle. Step the right foot back. Remove your yoga blocks or props out of the way. And make your way onto your belly. Place your arms into the goalpost position. Turn your gaze to the left and drag your left knee up towards your left elbow. Notice that your left elbow is in line with your shoulder, but find what feels comfortable in your body. Digest what you just did. Extend the left leg long. Turn your gaze towards your right and drag your right knee up towards your right elbow. Breathe deeply. Extend the right leg long. Extend both arms long for a moment. Place a bend in the elbows. Sphinx pose. And the easiest way for you, come to a comfortable seated position. Draw your hands to heart center and always commend yourself for making time for you. If you need to stretch a little bit longer, try some of my other videos. Have an awesome day.